Hello friends and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and we start a brand new year. So with that in mind, I would like to start by suggesting 10 things I would like to see in Deadside in 2024. After playing Deadside for a few hours, I very quickly compared it to the bandit missions in the Arma 2 DayZ Epoch mod. The AI are very well programmed and are some of the best I've seen in recent games. They will camp your body, try to flank you, and in some cases can easily be mistaken for other players. Besides the missions, making bases, looting and selling at traders, Deadside is very basic. It's a single layered game with limited interactions and basic crafting. The other issue is development is very slow and content updates are very far and few between. Despite that, it is still a very charming game that you can sink many hours into and it's very enjoyable, but it's missing a lot of features that can push it up to the next level. I have a few suggestions that I feel the game needs to help make it the best it can be. With that said, let's get into the video. One, land vehicles. Okay, I know, they are already working on this. We saw a very brief 20-second clip of the devs driving around in jeeps, bumping into each other and showing off that they had cars working. But this clip was shown about 2 years ago, and there has been no news about this or why they still haven't added them in. I can only assume that they are still buggy or having some sort of physics or collision issues with the map or certain parts of the terrain. But still, I would have thought some progress would have been made with this by now. The map has recently been opened up a little more and land vehicles are now worth including into the game. There are already a lot of highly detailed vehicles scattered around the map with full interiors and textures applied, so it should be worth prioritising this for the next update. Cars, tanks, anything would be a bonus. 2. Going prone. Again, I know there is a very short video released of a prone and crawling animation, so they've already made it, but for some reason, just like vehicles, it's not been added to the game yet. Everyone is crying out for this feature, as kneeling down is not always as effective as crawling or going prone in a bush, so what's the hold up? 3. Helicopters. So currently we have a helicopter that flies over and drops packages. There are also static helicrashes and other helicopters at some of the military bases. So again, adding playable helicopters would be a huge step to extract or infiltrate your men into the battlefield and generally traverse the map. Even adding RPGs and stingers to shoot helicopters down. I appreciate that coding this sort of thing can be quite difficult, but so far the updates add in very few and basic features that nothing really wows the players. 4. Reinforcements. Okay, so this one may be a bit far-fetched based on the slow development progress of the game, but I have an idea that could potentially push Deadside to the next step and really add a lot of replayability. Stick with me on this one. So you and your team get ambushed by a military squad on the road, or you're trying to complete a hard mission. If you do not take them down in a certain time, they will raise an alarm and call in reinforcements, and now you have more soldiers closing on you, maybe a tank battalion or a helicopter. Now you have to choose whether to dig in and fight or retreat. You could add in light tanks or jeeps with machine guns onto roads as a new patrol type. Have a new convoy mission involving vehicles where you are able to lay a trap with an anti-tank or personnel mines and C4 charges to ambush them, destroy them and loot the cargo truck that has all the decent loot. Another idea is to have patrolling choppers with gunners that will attack you on sight if you are caught in the open, forcing you into a building or allowing you to shoot them down, which in turn creates heli-crash missions. This alone will make heli-crash missions more dynamic and interactive with the player, rather than just spawning in randomly. This whole section, if done right, could really turn the game into something special. 5. More depth. Currently the crafting, medical system and weapons are very basic and single layered. You don't have magazines for your gun, except the extended mags that are more of an attachment than anything else. You should be able to collect magazines for your weapons and include reloading animations, include a specific slot in your inventory that's just for magazines so they don't end up taking your limited slots designed for other items. Add more attachment options like suppressors for rifles, laser dots, underslung grenade launchers. Include a better medical system where you need to deal with bullet wounds, treating open wounds that cause bleed out, limping if shot in the leg, poor aiming if shot in the arm, and a recovery system that takes time for your wounds to heal. Currently, doing an easy mission is no different than completing an epic mission. The crate that unlocks is always the same generic loot and not based on the skill level of the mission. At least make the epic missions worth completing with a risk versus reward system, otherwise people will just stick to doing the easy missions as the loot you get is exactly the same and not worth doing. 6. Talking AI. Besides the trader that waffles something to you in Russian when you click on him, the scavs and military AI are very creepy in that they are all running around you very silent like they're from the village of the damned. Bring them to life a bit more with ambient conversations when they're at a base or on patrol. Get them to taunt you when they're surrounding your house, ordering you to come out or telling you that they're going to get you. This is more for immersion. I mean, it would be nice to wound them so that when they're lying on the ground calling for help or screaming, alerting more guards to them. 7. NVGs. Yep, these would be very useful at night time because the current LED weapon lights are very bad when in buildings. The field of view is very small and it's really hard to see anything in tight spaces. NVGs would be a great improvement to the game, and with the addition of laser pointers you'd be able to see the beams too. 8. Air support. If trying to complete a hard or epic mission, it would be nice to find a very rare and one-time use radio backpack that allows you to call in an airstrike on a location, or use a laser designator to bomb a location. To mix it up, this could be also used against you, if found with the reinforcements idea I mentioned earlier. If you decided to retreat into a building to get cover and then AI call in an airstrike on your position, I think it would be pretty awesome. However, I do feel that it might be a step too far and ambitious to include destructive buildings or destructive environments, but still, this is just me throwing out some ideas. 9. Factions. I can only assume that when the map is fully unlocked there will be the inclusion of a third safe zone trader. Could we not have a system where each trader is part of its own faction, and when you buy from one it means that you cannot buy from another? Each trader sells its own unique items, and being part of a faction means you have to make a choice in what best suits you. The mobile trader still sells his own items as he does now, but you could also have different mobile traders that have their own factions loyalty as well. 10. Mission givers. Besides the current mission system we already have, could we not have mission givers at the safe zone that offer their own dynamic missions that have certain requirements needed to complete? For instance, hostage rescue, stealth missions, sabotage missions. For example, destroying tanks, helicopters or supply lines actually give the C4 more of a use than it has now. If you accept a stealth mission, you fail if a base-wide alarm is raised. However, this would require a rework of the AI because currently when one AI is aggroed, they all are. However, with suppressed weapons and an AI system where the AI is alerted only if they see you or see their men get killed, you could again add extra depth to missions, especially custom missions that give you more of a reward. And there it is. That is my 10 suggestions I've come up with. I appreciate that a lot of these are mainly pipe dreams and possibly far too ambitious for the team that are developing Deadside. They seem to be opting for the basic gameplay with slow updates, but sometimes that extra effort and attention to detail can really improve the longevity of a game. So if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and consider subscribing. If not, well, I thank you for making it this far. My name is Alpha Gamer and I will see you next time.